Welcome back to the channel. So on this episode, we're going to be putting some exhaust on a Cadillac CT5 Blackwing. We're also going to be wrapping up the turbo kit on Justin's Mustang and doing some work on the Blazer, going up and getting the cage for the Mustang. So let's get to it. You're watching the Vasco Speed and Performance YouTube channel. Looks like I'm taking another field trip. So I told you last week we were going on a field trip and we went up to see Troy. Well, this one, a little bit more of an exciting trip. So we are headed out to Topeka. We're going to be working on a project for one of my customers. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I am currently headed to the airport.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody's right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me.
Okay, so you saw us take a little flight in the video just now. We had to go out to Topeka and we're building a gas tank for a customer. So it's kind of a custom gas tank. It's an odd deal. So we're gonna make this gas tank and hopefully it all works out for the customer. So let's get to it.
I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level, they think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential, the grind is all in your mental. And I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be.
Okay, so I put a whole bunch of air in this thing, and you can tell because it's starting to kind of bow this out. I put a gauge on here, but I don't think my gauge is reading because it's definitely got air in it. You can tell that the tank is bulged out from it. So I guess what I'll do is I'll stick a gauge on here and see what it reads. So let me see what that says.
Back one day from heaven and say damn I learned some lessons, and say damn I had no questions. I had fun in every second and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
Okay, so every Wednesday, my wife comes up to the shop and she updates all the customers' bills and goes through all the paperwork and helps me out with that. Well, today we're going to start a new tradition. So every Wednesday, we're going to try and bring the dogs up. So for some reason, our middle dog didn't want to come. She wanted to stay at home. So, but today we got Luis, Mildred, and Greta. So let's say hi to them. Greta, Millie, Lulu, say hi. So this is Luis. She's 11. And that's Greta, and that's Millie, and they are both English creams, and they are sisters. So we got them, they're what, 9 months old now? 10 months old now. So we got them, they're 10 months old and doing really, really good. So can you guys sit? Sit. Good girls. So yeah, but these are my kids, and they wanted to come up to the shop today, so say hi to them. Okay, so we got the cage back from Troy's. It's just tacked together. What we're going to work on today is cutting out the floor, and once we get the floor cut out, we're going to try and shoehorn this cage in the car. So we have the cage here, and we're trying to see how much it weighs. Ben Tech will tell you how much it weighs, but we were just kind of curious to see how accurate that is. And Joey's over here and Sean, we're trying to balance it onto the scale.
Yeah, it's on the cord.
Yeah, about 140.
So about 140 pounds is how much that weighs. So
Could be lighter.
not really.
Every ounce counts, Brad.
Oh, plus 2 pounds because of the gussets that we don't have on it.
Oh, you don't need those.
Oh, well, you just don't need 1 5/8, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Look how strong you guys are.
Oh man, this is heavy.
Oh, easy, right?
Okay, so we got the floor cut out. Got the cage over here. Now we're gonna see if we can get the cage down on it. So let's see. Fingers crossed. So this is version 1. He's actually, so this was like the prototype. So we did it with my car because he didn't want to deliver this to a customer and a customer have to go through all this. So you'll notice that this actually comes out decently far. When you measure from here to there, this cage is actually about 1 inch wider. So it's about a 1/2 inch over. So if you look between the frame rails, or the pinch welds, I should say, it is, I want to say 52.5 inches. Well, this is 1 inch wider here. So what I had to do was I had to take the dash bar, the roof structure, and the windshield bar out, ratchet strap the cage together, stick it up in there. Then I was able to put everything in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld the entire cage minus this, the windshield bar, and the roof structure out of the car, shove it in the car, then put these back in, and then weld these in, and I can still drop the cage down. So that's what we're going to do with this one. He's actually changing the design and doing some different things to it, so we'll keep you updated on what he does. Okay, so probably one of my favorite, most subtle things with this is we discussed rolling the bars. So you'll notice that this bar is not flat. It is actually rolled. And a lot of times what you'll do is you'll put a bar come up and you'll put a kink in it, and it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as if it's rolled. So the main halo is rolled on the roof just for better fitment. Also, let's go to the front. The windshield bar is also rolled. So another pretty cool feature. Okay, so I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over Troy's cage because I didn't do a very good job in the last video. So him and I have been collaborating on this, going back and forth. He's like, hey, as an installer, what would you like to see from a cage? One of the things we discussed is polishing all these tubes. So for an additional fee, these bars will come polished like this. So they literally sit there and polish all these bars. The thing about that is, if it's a straight tube like this, it's not bad. But if you've got a bend in it, to polish that makes it a real pain. So you need to polish all these tubes before they're bent. So it's one of those things that if you're gonna do it before you get to order the cage. So I believe on an 850 cage, I think he charges about 350 bucks extra. And I wanna say it's around 450 bucks or 500 bucks to do a 25-2 like this. So that's an option that he has on his website. He's going to be offering this in a roll bar. He'll be offering it in an 850 cage, and then he'll be offering it in a 25-5 probably, and I know for a fact a 25-2. So this will be a 25-2 cage. Obviously, the whole floor is cut out. One of the other features that's pretty cool is he will scribe the cage so that you know where the parts go, and then he'll give you a parts list, and it'll say part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes here, and then on the other side it'll be 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6 or whatever. So all those go there. These little holes I've drilled in there. Anytime you're welding smaller tubes, especially, but any tube, there's going to be gases that build up inside of there. So what you do is you drill a little hole in there, and when you weld the tube in there, the gas has somewhere to go. Otherwise, when you get to the very end of that weld, it wants to blow out on you. So originally we had those holes designed so that they were going to get cut into it when the plasma cutter cuts the tubes. The problem with it is we did that on one of the bins, like up in here, and it actually broke the tube, so didn't work out. So you just have to drill those holes manually, which isn't a big deal, but they at least come scribed so you know where they're going to go. So that's one of the key features that we worked on there. Also, you'll notice that this cage fits the contour of the A-pillar amazing. Well, that's because he was able to design this entire cage in CAD with the 3D scan of this car. We're going to be putting some exhaust on a Cadillac CT5 Blackwing. We got the exhaust off. That's one really, really long, big exhaust system. It's good because you don't have as many leaks, but that's a long exhaust system. So got the old off. Now we're going to have to switch these electronic tuning valves over to the new mufflers, and then just start fitting everything up on here, and then tighten it all up, and then we got to put all this stuff back on it. So let's get to getting. We got the CT5 Blackwing exhaust all installed, and it sounds amazing. I love how these new cars have these valves on them so where you can make them go quiet or loud. The fact that you can just take this car out and enjoy it like a normal car, but then make it have a little bit of throatiness to it is just freaking awesome. So really, really cool car. I think that was all we got on it. Well, we got Justin's Mustang wrapped up. We did the twin turbo kit on it, the tube front end, and mounted some stuff. It was a little bit longer project than what I was expecting, but it turned out pretty good. So he actually came and is going to pick this up this weekend so he can get going on it and get ready for a drag and drive. So we wish him the best of luck with that. So this is Kyle's K5 Blazer. Super cool dude. He's actually one of my neighbors. We've done another truck for him a while back, but he bought this for his wife. It's a I think it's around a 71 maybe K5 Blazer. It used to be baby blue, and he just had it painted here locally. So pretty cool truck. But what we're going to do is we're going to be doing Holley, LS swap, and then we're doing vintage air, exhaust, stuff like that. So let's get to this vintage air and start doing some of that. So we've done several of these vintage air kits. They're really, really, really cool products. It's neat that you can take air conditioning and retrofit it to an old car. So whenever we order these, we usually order them without the air conditioning compressor because typically we already have one. Now, when you do that, you cannot use a factory air conditioning compressor. You have to use like an aftermarket one, or I forget what they call it, but there's a specific type of them. So this truck actually has a Holley mid-mount system, which has the correct style AC compressor on it already. So we're going to be doing that, and one of the things we need to do is the exhaust. And the issue with the exhaust is we can't get the exhaust to clear with the transmission crossmember that's on it. So we're going to make a new one of those. So let's start off with the transmission crossmember, and then we'll work on this vintage. Okay, well, here's how the transmission crossmember came out, all painted. Matthew took it off and painted it the other day, and then he went ahead and drilled the bolt holes for it. I really like this setup. It's simple, clean, works good, gives you room for your drive shaft, and then helps with room for all of this, because that other piece was really bulky and came through here and made the exhaust a pain. So now we can move forward, I should say, and make progress on the exhaust. Okay, so we're working on AC lines. The fittings that the kit came with are a little different, so we're actually probably going to get like a 45 here and here, I think is what we're going to do, and do that, and then we're going to make these hoses for that. But Matthew's got pretty much most of the AC done. He's just got to finish some connections there. We ended up getting the map sensor put in back there. I got to make a catch can for that. Got to order the brake booster, make a support for this. So we got a bunch of little odds and ends things to do, but let me show you what we've done underneath the dash. Okay, we went ahead and pulled the cluster back out. I wanted to just make sure it fit and everything was going to work. It looks like it will. So we got the steering column in here. Matthew's got all the connectors put onto everything, and he's pretty much got everything plugged in and wired that needs to go where it needs to. Wiper motor's in here. The vintage air fits in here really, really nice. The kit came with an ignition switch. One thing that it did come with are like a defrost. So this defrost vent was already here, but we're missing one for that side, so we need to get that. It came with this little vent here, which is nice. And then it's supposed to have two, right, one here and one on the other side. But the problem with it is the cage is in the way, and somebody cut the hole a lot bigger than what it should be. So that being said, I went ahead and designed this, drew this up in CAD, and cut it out on the plasma table. I'm not sure if we're going to keep it at this angle or if we're going to make it go flat, but at least then you have a spot to put these extra vents. So that'll kind of go down there. I don't know, we may make it go perfectly flat. I don't know, we'll kind of play it by ear. Ordered radio, ordered some other stuff, a gas pedal, just a whole bunch of little things that we got to get going on it. This connector here is going to be it's plumbed into, or I should say wired into this, which is this gets the data from the Holly, so that the Holly will send it to this, and then this converts it so that the cluster can read it and do everything it needs to do. This was a fairly expensive box to do. I want to say it was like $300 or $400 for this thing, which it is what it is, but the Dakota Digital one's a little bit cheaper. So, but he went with this dash, so we're going to use this with that. So should work out good. But Matthew's got the ECM mounted in here. We mounted it vertical and put some shims on it so it'd be flat, so you can get to all the connectors and stuff. You can still see the lights, so should be pretty cool. But yeah, he's making progress on this slowly but surely. So we hope to have this thing fired up pretty soon. But yeah, so making progress. Next up, we got to get working on the Blazer. So Matthew's going to be doing some wiring. We're going to work on getting a bunch of stuff knocked out in it. So let's get to work. Okay, so we were doing our preliminary checks, and we had some fuel leaks because the Y block, which is down in there, none of those fittings were tight. So we got that figured out, and then we realized that, oh yeah, we probably ought to put this booster hose on here and some little things. So yeah, but this should be the first startup if it starts. We don't know.
Hopefully we don't have any more fuel leaks.
Yeah, but we haven't got to the cranking and trying to start it situation. So here we go.
Yet.
No fuel leaks yet, so
go for cotton.
Go for cotton. Okay. going to do it for this episode. So I appreciate everybody coming by the channel. We're trying to make good progress on the shop car, so we're going to continue to make updates with that. Also, we got a cool car coming out next week. Yeah, you guys know of him, the Beater Bomb. He's coming out. Also, I wanted to throw in that we just released new shirts, so make sure you check it over to our website, check out our new shirts, and we had the license plates on pre-order. So catch you on the next one.